Welcome friend, I'm Dani Walker. Today's episode is all about my top 15 favorite looks from the Grand Santacruzan. So this episode is brand new for me because this is the first time that I have seen this event, and from what I gathered from the photos that were posted online, this looks like some sort of festival, celebration, parade. I am not familiar with it, so if you know more about it, please share in the comments below. I love learning more and more about all these activities that the contestants participate in, but I thought this would be a really great episode because the outfits that they're wearing are fantastic. They're fantastic. And I just had to share them. So here we go. In no particular order, I'm going to share with you my faves. Binibining number 5 is wearing a beautiful aqua colored gown, and I am not sure of the accurate name for all of these outfits, so if you wanted to share that below, that would be wonderful. And I'm also not familiar with the meaning behind all of them. I did find a little information on some of them, but if you want to share with everyone, that'd be great. But this piece is absolutely remarkable. First of all, the color on her is perfect. Next, of course, I'm a fan of crowns. So we love this gold crown here. I thought it really complemented well with the color of this dress. And then I want to say that what I really liked about the details on this was that the bottom sort of looked like either fish scales, possibly butterfly wings. There's all sorts of, honestly, interpretations there for me, but I really love this color. And I will say the other thing that I was really taking into consideration with all of these was just what went into the piece that they're wearing, but also the styling, the hair, and the makeup, because I feel like that really elevates each of the looks. Oh my gosh, number 17, wow. This piece is adorned in pink petals, florals. It's lovely. It's a lot, I will say that, but that to me is what made this so eye-catching. And I really love the sheer arm with the fringe hanging from it. Now I'm kind of thinking, how cute would that be on a gown? Like, I would pull a little bit of inspiration from that. But the headpiece is beautiful. Oh my gosh. And the soft blush makeup, the lip color that went with this, all of it was so well put together. It was very impressive for me. Binibining number 21 has my heart with this look. This is lovely. It's supposed to symbolize charity, and I love this. She has this oversized heart that she's carrying with her, which I would love to know if that is a handbag, because that would be so fun and fabulous. But I love the details, the rich reds in this piece, as well as the golds that are incorporated. And of course the grandeur, the size of this outfit is of course going to draw a lot of attention, but I really love the intricate details on the edge of the layers of the skirt of the gown. So, oh my gosh, one of my top favorites. This one is very memorable. When I see Binibining number 35, I think Disney princess. She literally reminds me of the princesses that I would see on the floats at Disneyland when I was a little girl. I think what really does it for me is the fact, well, a couple things. The beauty of this gown that she's wearing, it is perfect for a princess or a queen in this case. She's holding a bird, and lots of Disney princesses have lots of animal friends, so that for me is very reminiscent. And then the other part is she has full pink gloves on to complement this, and we've been seeing gloves incorporated into a lot of evening gown looks, for example, but it was great to see it here as well. And for me, so that's what tied it all together, that gave it that really Disney princess type of look. And she doesn't have a large crown here, she has just this small headpiece, but it's lovely. And then we're also seeing very complimentary makeup here, and I think that it was so perfectly done. I also want to mention that if you are a pageant contestant and you're preparing for your next competition and you want to improve your personal interview, then check out Rehearsed to Relatable, that's linked in the description below. Binibining number 40 is wearing this incredible piece, and it's in a color that we don't see that often, which is mauve. And I really think mauve is such a beautiful color, but oftentimes it's very muted, it's understated, so we're not going to see it as much for an evening gown competition, for example. But for this, it's perfect. And once again, one of the things that I love, what are we seeing here? We're seeing this really nice complementary lip and even the blush. Everything is tied in together so well. And then she even has some soft cascading pieces in her hair. But the skirt of this gown, I don't even know really where to start with this. There's so much detail in it. I honestly think I'd have to be so up close to even appreciate what went into the construction of this gown, because right now my mind is blown and I'm trying to figure out how in the world it was sewn. Binibining number 30, her dress looks like it could be used for the evening gown competition, honestly. If you remove the extra pieces and possibly the cape and the headpiece, of course, she could wear this. This is stunning. I love the fringe bottom of the gown. The fit of this dress was also perfect for her. Of course, the red is going to be very, very eye-catching. And once again, we're seeing that trend of the gloves. And so this was very well done. I really like, though, how all of the attention of this piece was brought up to her face. I thought the necklace was a very nice touch. It was very complimentary. So really the way that they accessorized this worked well for me. And I think that by pulling the hair back, it was such a smart move because there is so much going on up top. So well done. And like I said, if you kind of dress this piece down, this could be used for the evening gown competition. I'd love to see it. Number 33, Cavite. Wow, this piece is so beautiful. And honestly though, the first thing that I thought of when I saw this was what a great piece this could be for like a debut, because of the sleeves, the white coloring of it just felt so pure, so innocent. But I do really love what looks like a sheer panel with these beautiful appliques over it. But for me, what makes it unique, and I feel like we can't even appreciate it in a photo, are those fringe sleeves and the structure of them. Oh my gosh. That also kind of reminds me of a gown that you could use for a farewell, like something that you might not compete in because the gown is quite large, but something like that would be great for a farewell. And then of course she topped this off with a beautiful tiara that matched it, and it was very queenly. I loved the entire look. What I like too about her makeup is that they had what looks like to be white eyeliner in her waterline, her lower waterline, and then some very highlighted shimmery shades of shadows. I just felt like it really brightened everything up for her and it complemented the dress. We're right at that halfway mark, so let me know so far who your favorite has been. Have I mentioned her yet? Binibining number 39, wow, wearing another very unique color. This is like a very muted green, like a sage, I would probably describe it as. This isn't something that we would really see on stage. It's not going to stand out quite as much, but right here it was lovely in the natural light. It looked beautiful outdoors. The gold tiara that she's wearing is very complimentary to those green tones. I really liked that. But the gown for me was perfect. The size of it, of course, is going to draw attention to her, but it was this really, really understated, very elegant look that she brought. And I have to say that her natural dark hair is such a beautiful contrast to this color of green. I felt like that's something else that stood out. And then once again, what are we seeing? We're seeing beautiful, light, fresh makeup that really, really complements this piece. And that to me is really important, and it really affects the overall look of a garment. By the way, if you love Binibining Pilipinas coverage, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell, as well as check out some other recent episodes that I'll link right up in the corner. Number 13, let's take a look at this look. So this piece was quite simple in comparison to some of the others, but I very much loved the caged sleeves. If you watch the channel, you know I'm a fan of that. I always think it's such a fun detail because it allows you to see and appreciate structure of a garment without covering up a contestant. So that was very, very beautiful. Her gown though, it was also a really bright color, a jewel tone, and this is going to be something that's going to truly stand out in the crowd. And I must say, and I've talked about this in other episodes, she is gorgeous, she is stunning. She's going to draw the eye just by nature of her facial beauty. And so that hair and makeup though was perfect for this look for me, and I loved it. Binibining number 1. This gown, lovely, but let's talk about some details on it. Something unique to this is the skirt of it. And so the skirt of this dress, it looks like it was created to look like clouds, and then I would guess that there's some sort of angel type figure that's been woven into that. But I think that the really beautiful part of this one was the back of it. So she has sort of a dark mauve base color for this gown, but then there's this beautiful navy blue that is contrasting it, that's falling behind her. And so this was a really great piece, because I think that a lot of people would have been able to appreciate it in person. First, when you see her walking towards you, and then as she walks away, you really get to appreciate the back of this gown. And I think that's such a great feature that a lot of people forget about. Binibining number 8 is not playing around. This piece looked like a work of art. The size of it is something that was incredible, and I'm still trying to figure out how in the world she carried the weight of that headpiece, because it looks very big, it looks very restrictive. But I will say I did see a couple of video clips of her that people had posted from the audience point of view, from the street view, and she looked like she was having so much fun, like she had no problems with it. She made it look very easy, so that was great. I love to see her energy. This piece is incredible, and she posted a photo of it on Instagram as well, and you really got to see more of the details of it. But the beading, the stoning, the texture in this, it looks like a real couture piece. And I just wonder, how long did it even take to make, and how many people did it take to make? Because it looks like it would be an extensive amount of work. Binibining number 31, Laguna. Wow, I'm such a fan of florals. I really can't get enough of them. This is lovely. I like how the entire skirt of this dress looks like florals that are cascading down. It's heavily beaded, very intricate. And then we're seeing that really great structured collar, which looks like boning around the face, and that's great because it's going to bring all that attention up to her. But this one was a very beautiful floral themed piece, also of the moment, very spring and summertime, so I really enjoyed this one. Binibining number 34 brought classic elegance with this piece. Wow. First of all, whenever you wear white, that's a potential to stand out. And white is one of those colors that can look great on so many different contestants. And it's lovely. It's bright. And so she was really bringing that. But this piece, she just looked, the best way I could describe it is like a fine lady. She just looked very ladylike in this one. And the headpiece was very unique because it mainly covered most of her hair. So it was almost kind of like if you had a wig made of rhinestones in a way. And so that was a very cool feature of it. She was very covered up in this piece, but I think that because she had more of a form-fitted silhouette, that at that point it wasn't overwhelming for her. Binibining number 26, I did notice that when she was walking in her images that she was walking with some children, and I don't know if everybody got to do that, but it was adorable. I don't know what that part was a part of, but I was loving it. Now this piece to me looks very classic. It looks very traditional, and what I loved was, well, I loved everything. I loved the hair, the makeup with that dress. And my favorite feature of it was how she was carrying the flowers in front. So she had rings on her arms, and then when she walked, she was draped with that in front. And I just love that type of creativity that we get to see from these pieces. And this is honestly something that I think that different designers can take away from when preparing for things like national costume competitions. Elements like that, they can add really unique movement to a garment. And so for me, that was really what stood out from this piece. Binibining number 25 wore a piece titled Flowers of May, and that's something that I was able to find online, and it's lovely. And so I think that what we're seeing a lot is this recurring flower theme or floral theme for a lot of these pieces. I think it makes a lot of sense, but let me know actually if this ties into the event itself. But it's lovely, it's beautiful, and we're seeing right here a really great example of well-styled hair and makeup. And so for me, that's what really put this one over the top, because in itself, it's very simple, but I do like the floral hat and then just how captivating she was. And that is a part of preparation. I know that a lot of people think that it's just so easy, and some contestants have great advantages because of their natural beauty. And that, yes and no, that can be one thing, but you can be the most beautiful contestant in the world and you might not have the best hair and makeup team or best hair and makeup lessons. And so to me, I think it's important to acknowledge the art of hair and makeup, because these contestants, nobody wakes up like this. I wish we did, but nobody wakes up like that. And so it takes time and effort to put together these looks. And I still think they're an important part of the entire presentation. That's it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you want to check out the final recap that I'll be creating, then don't forget to subscribe. But in the meantime, you can check out these other episodes right here that are dedicated to this year's batch of Binibining Pilipinas. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.